Spain fought Islam, Protestants, and Catholics, and native rebels, all while circumnavigating Earth, the first nation to do it. Portuguese Magellan couldn't finish the job. Lapu-Lapu helped Spain unwittingly. The Spaniard Basque Elcano finished the job. According to Quira, in Did Magellan Actually Circumnavigate the Globe?, some guy said Magellan reached his farthest east in Malacca while serving the Portuguese in 1511. When he served under the Spanish, the farthest west he reached would be in Cebu and Mactan, where he was killed. The distance between those places is very far away from each other. He could not close that gap because he died. According to this website, there's a bunch of space between these points. So he did not go around the world unless he connected those. According to this guy, when Magellan was based in Malacca, did he not raid and trade in the Spice Islands, which is a bit east of Filipinas? That would make him the first to go around the world, albeit in 2 major trips, not 1. Continuous one. According to this guy, Skintilam Day, by your standard, fat people have crossed entire deserts from all of the times they've gone to the fridge in their lifetimes added up. Don't pretend adding up missions separated by many years equals going around the world first. Or else a fatso walked across the Sahara from all the times he went to the fridge and his life added up, which I just said. So I'm pretty redundant with this slide. I walked across the Sahara adding up my life's walking. Why doesn't Guinness Book of World Records recognize my world record? That's not how it works. But I want Portugal to have gone round Earth first. When? Grow up. Fine, I will. Some guy said Delcano, that bastard, was the head of the mutineers and they killed Fernando. Wait, Fernando? Ferdinand, yeah. I guess that's the same thing. According to this guy, he said, you can speculate that Magallanes was planning on switching to Portugal when crossing into the Indian Ocean, where the Portuguese had a lot more sway, and the Spanish foiled his plan. You can speculate, so can I. Francis Drake, the privateer, which is a euphemism for filthy pirate, and explorer, which here is a euphemism for follower of Spaniards, extraordinaire, which is a euphemism for extraordinarily pathetic, for being just a follower and just a pirate. Although he was a good pirate, he was good at being a criminal. I guess that's a good thing, right? According to some beaver of magic, haha, Uncharted games are so good. I am watching this video because of that video game series. According to this guy, I'm Spanish, so you know why I'm here, to shit on his memory. Well, I put this dog shit on his shoulder, and you know, because I can. You can even smell it. This is smell-o-vision. You can almost smell that thing. Look at that. Fresh shit. Francis Drake sails around the world, says this very misleading title that makes it seem as if he were the first, even though in the video they say he wasn't. But their title is misleading. Yawn, yawn, yawn for many years. Yawn, yawn, yawn. When will you catch up to us, you pathetic Brits? Pirate Drake was just a follower. Ha ha ha, you pathetic loser. And you too, bitch. Comments on how did the English colonize America? By following the Spanish because they didn't have the courage. They didn't have the balls to cross the Atlantic until learning it was safe. The so-called Drake Passage was Spanish first. The so-called Beagle Channel also. The Drake Passage was first sailed and hence discovered by Francisco de Oces in 1525, 50 años antes del maldito pirata, el Drake. Now, Drake went to Tierra del Fuego and the Brits killed a bunch of natives. Achievement unlocked, sarcasm. Bad butt trophy. The first Europeans to kill natives in southern Patagonia. Good job, Brits. You're the best at something once again. When she knighted a pirate, chivalry died in England. Knighthood means fuck all! They knighted this guy. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Supposedly, Robert Fitzroy discovered the so-called Beagle Channel in 1831. You'd have to be extra stupid to believe that Spaniards never explored the far south for centuries until 1831. According to the Wikipedia article on the Garcia de Nodal expedition, the Spaniards went to Tierra del Fuego, entering a strait between it and Isla de los Estados. Then, for weeks, they spent meticulously exploring and naming the southern shores of Tierra del Fuego and islands thereabout. They also went far south into the Mar de Oces. Now, the so-called Beagle Channel isn't even hard to find. So there is no way Spaniards never noticed it for centuries until Darwinless. There it is right there. Spanish Channel, not Beagle, racist propaganda, bullshit atheist myth channel. It's a Spanish channel, damn it. I found this awesome video proving that Spaniards, not the British overrated pirates, discovered Hawaii first among Europeans. Now watch it and weep.
Commodore Anson heard about all this, decided to go out and capture himself a Manila galleon, which were the wealthiest treasure ships in history. So he sailed around Cape Horn and came up to the vicinity of Acapulco, and he got spotted. So no galleons came out. So he gave up. He sailed across the Pacific and hove to off Samar, near San Bernardino Strait. And sure enough, here came the Manila galleon, the Cavandonga, and he attacked and captured her. And she had another very valuable item on board. The first time an Englishman has captured an official chart of the Manila galleon trade. This was a big military secret in Spain, as you can imagine. The vessels would start here at Acapulco, and the Great Circle route in that day, of course, would have to be following latitude. See, the Spanish were very good at measuring north and south latitude. They had absolutely no way to measure east or west longitude. So what they would do, they would sail down to the latitude of their destination, and they would sail right along that latitude all the way to the Philippines. In fact, if you can read French, right on his chart, La Perouse puts in that it is obviously that Los Islas de Mojes and La Mesa and Hawaii are the same group, because he told one of his navigators he came north from Easter Island and then made the run along the 20th parallel, and he had one of his navigators navigating by chronometers, by the modern navigation, and the other by account. North Equatorial Current. This is one hell of a current. When they towed the battleship Missouri out here way back when, they intentionally went south to ride the current out to Pearl Harbor, because at a 6-knot tow, a solid 1 knot is a significant percentage. And so the Manila galleons had the break of this current, and they didn't know it. And this is one of the world's major currents right here, the North Equatorial Current, and it's a perfect fit. And here's La Mesa. And of course, with 4 active volcanoes lighting up the sky at night and columns of smoke during the day, all that Manila galleon has to be is a few degrees north of its normal course, and there's no way he could have missed it. And there's another little piece of evidence. There is a band that goes all the way across the Pacific Ocean from Mexico all the way over to Taiwan. between the Tropic of Cancer and 20 North. In the entire Pacific, there is only one group of islands in that band, and that's the Hawaiian Islands. This is right opposite the elevators as you check in at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. And this is why I like it. Right down in the corner it says the islands of Hawaii were probably first discovered by the Spaniard Gaetano in 1555. But their existence was kept a close secret by Spain. It's also recorded the 2 ships of Saavedra were shipwrecked here in 1528, because old Hawaiian legend says in the reign of King Umi, a lifeboat came ashore in South Kona with a bunch of haoles in it, and they married into the population, and that they never got back to Europe. The Spanish Naval Museum a couple of years ago reported that they credit Bernardo de la Torre as the first European to report the existence of the Sandwich Islands back to Europe in 1548. So they picked somebody ahead of Gaetano, but either one will do for me. And of course, Captain James Cook on his 3rd and last voyage rediscovered. That's the right word, by the way.